All right, how to protect your crypto. Welcome back to the ClearCryptos YouTube channel. I'm joined by Austin Hilton again here. And so, how to protect your crypto. And we're going to go through the different ways that you can acquire crypto because there are different strategies you want to take to protect yourself based on where you're buying from. So, Austin, you want to start with centralized exchanges? That's probably the gateway into crypto, I would say, right?
Yeah. So some people are like, what's a centralized exchange?
Yeah.
The easy way to think about it is a centralized exchange is an exchange like crypto.com, Coinbase, KuCoin, insert pretty much any, and there's hundreds of these, and those are some of the biggies. And so we're going to keep this really simple. We're going to shoot for about a 5 to 6 minute video here, guys. So we're going to talk about centralized exchanges, which is what I just mentioned. And then we're going to talk about the decentralized in a minute. But basically, Zach, to me, there FTX, Kraken, thank you. Those are some of Binance. Thank you so much. Yeah. That helped spur the brain. So real quick, here's what I would tell you. The way to protect your crypto with a centralized exchange like Coinbase, crypto.com, or whatever one it is number one, obviously do not give out your passwords, right? And just protect. And so, in fact, don't have your passwords on your phone in a digital, like on a notepad file or on your computer. Don't have a digital copy of your user ID and password, because if you get hacked or whatever it is, then somebody's got access to your centralized exchange information. That's number one. Number two, I'll intro this one, but Zach, I want you to speak to this one. Number two, ironically, a lot of these centralized exchanges do not have customer support. So Zach, I know you've had I think a friend who got popped with this. So I want you to put some meat around that.
Yeah, it's challenging because these companies have grown, I think, so much, and they don't have the amount of support you would think, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when you run into these issues, a lot of times you're talking to a robot, which I think we've all dealt with that in the digital age a little bit, right? So it could be frustrating, right? Because your funds are gone from this one particular asset, and you don't know what happened, and it could be very, very frustrating because oftentimes they don't have a person right there to help you on the spot. And there are horror stories, to Austin's point, where that money just evaporates and it's gone. And
Yeah.
but to your earlier point, a lot of that probably could have been avoided by not allowing their password to be somewhere on their phone. What Austin and I both do, I'll tell you guys, I write all my passwords down, and we're going to get into decentralized exchanges. There you have seed phrases. We'll tell you about what those are, what to expect. When you write those down, I write them all down on a piece of paper, and they go into a lockbox.
And they go into a safe or
into a safe
yeah,
or into a security box, right? And that's it. That is the only footprint. There is no digital footprint. So that's the best way to really save yourself some headaches. Now, the decentralized exchange space. So here we have some of the big ones, Uniswap and PancakeSwap, both two that Austin and I have used before. Uniswap deals with the Ethereum blockchain. PancakeSwap deals with the Binance Smart Chain, which we'll have probably some bigger videos on kind of, ins and outs of Uniswap and PancakeSwap down the road. But here you'll be listed or given a list of, I think it's 13 words. Correct me if I'm wrong, right? 12 or 13?
10.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these are what called these are what's called seed phrases, and you have to put them back in order. And then again, I write all of these down in the order that they went in the first time. And that is the only time that I've ever even thought about putting those seed phrases in again. Now, if something happened where you got logged out of your MetaMask app, which is another application that you link Uniswap and PancakeSwap to, trying to keep this simple, then you might have to put these back in, but you want to avoid that. So use two-step authentication, right? I use the Google Authenticator app on my phone where it pings my phone and I have to put in, the code that's listed there. And another thing, a lot of the new phones, so I have my 7 here, which doesn't have this capability, but I've got my 13 that does face recognition. Try not to use that. That can easily be manipulated. So always keep like a actual two-step process that you actually have to type them in, because hopefully your phone's not confiscated, and you kind of save yourself some headaches there. Hopefully that wasn't like too in depth there. I'm trying to keep it simple, Austin.
No, I think, yeah, I think to your point, I think the overall theme is not a digital footprint, if you will, not putting your passwords, your user IDs, your seed phrases, any of that stuff into any type of a digital. You don't keep them on your computer. You don't keep. Ironically, crypto is innovative and it's the leading edge, but we're talking about going old school with writing it down and putting it on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
I actually have mine in multiple locations. I have it, in two different secure locations. The one thing to end on this before we wrap up, because I know we want to wrap up here soon. The one thing that I would tell you is to kind of go back to centralized exchanges as well as to decentralized exchanges. So, like, let's just use Coinbase as an example, and we'll use Uniswap. Number one, as an example, because this is a common scam that's out there that I've seen. Coinbase, perfect example. I use Coinbase, so does Zach. And initially, I needed to talk to somebody at Coinbase for some customer support. There is no customer support at Coinbase. There is none.
Yeah.
Unless you pay them like $29 a month to become a customer and a Coinbase One member, I think that's what they call it.
Correct. Yeah.
And then you instantly get access to a phone number. You call somebody and they instantly pick up, but you have to pay for support. Number one. Yep. I've heard of people getting conned and scammed because, like, they'll go to Facebook and say, or Google Coinbase support number, and somebody will give a no phone number. They'll call it,
Yep.
and it sounds like somebody knows it, and it's a scam. Okay. If anybody ever says, give me your password, your user ID, and your password for your Coinbase account, it is a scam.
100%. Or your seed phrases if it's on the decentralized side.
Exactly. So that's the centralized exchanges. So don't fall for that. The decentralized exchanges, here's the deal, guys. There is no customer support for Uniswap, which is a decentralized exchange. There is no support for a MetaMask wallet or Trust Wallet. The wallets are what you have to use to trade on those exchanges. There is no support. So do not call somebody and think, oh, I got MetaMask support on the line. There is no support. And so don't ever give your seed phrases to anybody. This is how to protect yourself in crypto.
100%. And if we're just putting a bow on this, decentralized exchanges are safer in that you have more control over your assets. There are some exchanges out there where they're actually kind of lending you the crypto, so you don't really fully own it. And in a later video, we'll get into having your money stored on a decentralized exchange, but then also backing it up on one of these, which are called ledgers. But we'll save that for another video, and hopefully you got some value out of this one. Thank you so much for popping in, and we'll see you in the next one.